I've been to a fair number of conventions, either as professional, or just as a normal convention goer. And I've enjoyed each and every single one. PAX Unplugged really hits a little differently. I don't know how to describe it unless you're there, but it's like probably one of the first conventions I've ever gone to where I felt at home as soon as I walked in. So let's talk about it. PAX Unplugged stuck with me more than I thought it would. And this isn't a video about like fresh news of what I saw or what's coming. It's more of the experience I had while I was there. And the moment I walked in, I felt like I was home. I don't know how to describe it. The people were very like welcoming and chill and cool. It was organized very cool. I don't know any other way to explain it. You had your main expo hall that had everyone showing off their games. And it was a very like big expo hall. That's the other thing I didn't realize how big this would be and how big tabletop gaming is. If you don't know what PAX Unplugged is part of the Penny Arcade Expo, or just PAX in general. So there's PAX Unplugged, PAX East, PAX South, and PAX Prime. Those are the ones I am aware of. I think there's also one in Australia, but I'm not exactly sure, but I should have looked that up before I recorded this video. PAX was originally made for indie games, and the tabletop gaming area started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So the creators of PAX decided to make their own convention specifically for tabletop gaming, and that's what PAX Unplugged is. When most people hear tabletop gaming, they think of board games. So stuff like the Game of Life, Monopoly, Risk, so on and so forth. That's not what this was per se. There were bigger companies there. Roll a Crit was there. Games Workshop was there. My favorite, and I'm biased, Lethal Shadows, they were there. You can see me fanboy about that in a future interview. There were many indie game developers that created their own board game, which I always have a soft spot in my heart for indie development. That's what I love with the creators of PAX Unplugged. It's about gaming, it's about gamers, it's a lot of cool, fun stuff that I really enjoyed. Now, I've been to a few conventions where I did feel like the odd man out for whatever reason. This was not one of them. And I made a few new friends. I met other content creators who were really awesome and just very welcoming, and just gave me tips about how to do this type of stuff. And it was a really nice community. You had plenty of strangers sitting down to play games they never played before and get to know each other. It reminded me a lot of why tabletop gaming matters. You're literally sitting next to someone playing a game, and that's the important part about all of this. One of the cool things I saw, or maybe one of the coolest things I saw at PAX Unplugged, was they had a tabletop miniature painting contest. If you don't know what a tabletop miniature is, it's one of these guys. Take your miniature from Warhammer 40K or just any type of tabletop board game in general. That's what a tabletop miniature is. What was amazing about this was you didn't have to paint a model specifically for the contest. You could use a model you painted 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 15, whatever, that you want to enter into the contest. And they had it broken down into pretty amazing tiers, like beginner, intermediate, and expert. And the question I had for them is, how do you know where you fall? And they basically said, just enter your model into the beginner, amateur bracket. And then if other people say, hey, that's way advanced for amateur or beginner, then they'll move it to another bracket. And you basically let others tell you if you're in the beginning stage of model painting or more advanced, which I thought was kind of cool, because as a model painter, a lot of times our worst critics are ourselves, because we don't know how well we paint a model. And to have someone else tell you, oh, that's way advanced, yeah, move it forward, seems like it's a pretty cool way to go about letting yourself know where you fall when it comes to painting models. Games Workshop was there, and Games Workshop was doing something pretty rad, and I'm not sure if they've done this before because I have not had no experience with them at events, but they were basically teaching people how to paint a tabletop miniature. There were other vendors there doing this, but they're the ones I saw that were like the biggest that I was able to capture a lot of footage for. So it was really simple. Everyone got the same exact model. I'm pretty sure the same paint color and scheme. and they taught you how to paint the model. So it's completely just leveled the playing field when it comes to tabletop model painting. So if you have no experience whatsoever, that's fine. Everyone has the same exact model, same exact paints, just paint at your best and see how it goes. It's almost like a paint and sip type of thing, except for model painting. Everyone has the exact same colors, palettes, all that stuff, and you just paint the model and have fun. So I thought it was pretty cool. There's really not much more I can say about this event. Everyone was cool. Everyone was awesome. People were mad friendly and welcoming. I made new friends. It was fun. And I'll be glad to go again this coming year and see more people and make new friends. Anyway, my friends, that's it for me. I really hope you made it this far. If you did, do the usual stuff I hate saying, like and subscribe and share this with other friends. Let me know what you think of the video and if you went to PAX Unplugged and what you experienced while you were there. But I certainly enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for watching the video. There is more to come from what I saw there and the people I interviewed, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, friends, that is it for me. As always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the force be with you. Peace.